Oh, wow. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, this weekend that just went by, it's been mad. Absolutely mad, ladies and gentlemen. So many things to talk about. But the most important thing that has absolutely rocked the footballing world is the Mo Salah interview, the bombshell, the 100% bomber. Mo Salah, ladies and gentlemen, came out all guns blazing like Batista. Da, 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 da. Do you know what I mean? Da, da, da. Mo Salah, he did not hold back. And you know what? I'm still a little bit caught in between whether did he do the right thing, did he not do the right thing. Maybe there's no explanation to it. Maybe there is no right or wrong. Maybe there's just perspectives from different people involved. Initially, when I saw the interview, and we're going to go through the interview, I thought, you know what? Big up to Mo Salah. Why not? Come out and give your side of the story. Yes. But then the next day, when I woke up, I was sort of thinking, did he actually do the right thing? Like, did he need to put the club, in the open, in front of everyone's eyes, and kind of sort of put the spotlight on the club? Yeah, he says that he's been thrown under the bus by the club and he wants to sort of reciprocate by throwing the club under the bus as well. But is that the right thing to do? Yeah, you say that you love the football club, and I know you do. You say you love the fans, and I absolutely know you love the fans. Should you have done this publicly and made a whole meal out of it, knowing Liverpool Football Club in absolute disarray at the moment? They're in tatters. Liverpool, this season is going down the drain quick. Could you have not done this internally and just found a solution? And if the solution is to part ways, then part ways. But no, Mo Salah took the violence path, the aggressive path, which obviously for the fan base, great content, great, a bit of spectacle for everyone involved. Articles are getting written up, videos are getting clicked. We're doing a video right here as well. So it is crazy. One hand, you have to understand it's Mo Salah. He's done a lot for Liverpool. Should he be treated the way he is? Now, before we get into all of that, I think we need to firstly understand Liverpool, ladies and gentlemen, with all the transfers that they did this season. And don't forget, they're the reigning champions. They're the reigning champions, and all the glamorous transfers that they did in the summer. Ekitike, Isak, wow, blockbuster. Florian Wirtz, Frimpong, Kirkes. I mean, these guys were literally buying the Premier League. But the fact that it didn't work out in such a gargantuan manner, and it literally has imploded in their faces, people need to understand that, it's not a surprise that the club is going through such a turmoil. The manager has been in deep sort of scrutiny in recent times, whether he's going to keep the job or not. Mo Salah now does this. There's been rumors that the players are not happy. The dressing room is demolished. The morale is gone. So people need to first understand that Liverpool, they're in a mess. That's number one. They're in a massive mess. Whether it's the players, whether it's the manager, whether, people that did the summer transfer. Was it too many new faces? Because Liverpool are not known to do this. This is very, very unprecedented. Liverpool generally very meticulous, very calculated as to how they build the squad. Was there too many changes, perhaps? There's also another question mark on the manager. Yes, taking nothing away from the manager. Fantastic job what he did last season, winning the Premier League in his first season. But is there an element of perhaps Jurgen Klopp's flavor was still there post him leaving? Because it was all his squad. Last season, Liverpool Football Club didn't make any substantial signings, if any. So was it really just Slot coming in and just going along with what was already there, and the players with their memory, I suppose residual memory that they have of how to play football under Jurgen Klopp, they just carried those principles on, and Slot obviously put in some of his little flavors, didn't have to change too much, and they won the Premier League. Not discrediting Slot, but I think we need to understand how much of it was also Jurgen Klopp's hand in it as well. Because this season, when Klopp's got a whole bunch of new players, all of a sudden it's not clicking. So we need to understand that. And also we need to understand it's not just Mo Salah. Mo Salah is not the huge problem here. Yes, obviously now all of this stuff has happened, but Mo Salah himself is not the biggest issue behind why Liverpool Football Club have been dropping points recently and have had an abysmal season so far. There's other players that are not performing. The manager definitely is not setting up the team properly, because I've seen Liverpool play a few times. Not just against us, I've seen Liverpool play against others. Their midfield can be ripped straight through open. And not just that, Van Dijk hasn't been the same Van Dijk. He's doing some mad stuff. Van Dijk just literally a few matches ago, a blatant handball, and I kid you not, that looked like it was on purpose. Konate looks very, very flimsy. The acquisition of Kirkes, questionable. Is he being deployed the way he was being deployed for Bournemouth? So there's a lot of questions, not just on players' performances, but also on the manager, if he's been setting the team up correctly. And don't forget, Florian Wirtz, is he being deployed correctly? Is Slot getting the best out of Isak and Ekitike? How do you fit both of them in? Whoever made the decision of getting Luis Diaz gone, was that wise? So there's multiple people that are, of course, should be liable for the downfall of Liverpool Football Club right now, and it shouldn't just be scapegoated on Mohamed Salah. Salah definitely hasn't been good. Don't get me wrong, his form's been pathetic, but it really shouldn't just be on Salah. So now, there's a lot of different questions here, right? Lots of moving parts, and of course, we will not forget Diego Jota passing away. That definitely would have impacted a lot, I'm sure, emotionally. But then again, you got to move on in life, right? So there are other factors, other facets that 100% are contributing to this downfall, and it's not just Mo Salah. Now, Mo Salah, ladies and gentlemen, hasn't featured for Liverpool Football Club for the past 3 matches. I think the last one was against PSV, where they lost in the Champions League, and since then he's been unused. I'm pretty sure unused for 3 matches. We've got those matches up, and we're going to have a look. But the bottom line is he's now not part of the scene. So now let's check out what has taken place, and we'll talk about this whole situation even further. Let's go. Okay. All right. I think we're going to kick things off from here. Lots of comments to go through. Lots of quotes to go through, because yeah, it's an absolute madness right now, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start things off from here. Okay, let's listen. Let's listen up on this.
Believe it, but it's a very disappointing result for us as a team, because we expect to win a game like that. We managed to score 2 goals in the beginning, and the game was going our direction, but and I think we consider silly goals, same as we did before while I'm playing. So I'm not, nobody can take it. I'm attacking my teammates or something because I'm on the bench. So we consider same silly goals as we did before. So we have to just try to keep the clean sheet and win games.
When did you say you couldn't believe it? What couldn't you believe?
I'm sitting on the bench for 90 minutes. I think that's the third.
Do you know what? He's got a point here. This is the match against Leeds. It was 2-2. And Arne Slot didn't even bother to bring on Mohamed Salah. Now, you have to ask yourself the question, this is Mohamed Salah. This guy, a lot of Liverpool's success over the last since Mohamed Salah arrived, probably 8-9 seasons ago, something like that. A lot of the success is due to Mohamed Salah. I'm not saying it's all on him. Many other people contributed, of course. Many other players contributed. Manager contributed as well, Jurgen Klopp. But you've got a player like Salah. You're 2-2 against Leeds, and you don't think about bringing on Salah. That you do need to start going, well, what's going on here? Right? I know Liverpool eventually scored through Szoboszlai. Ultimately, Leeds equalized right at the end. But you're not utilizing Salah? That's pretty damning, ladies and gentlemen. So I get his frustration because he feels like he can do something. I think there's a reaction from Rio Ferdinand as well. Do check that out, Rio Reacts, where he talks about, like, would other managers, like, say, for example, Sir Alex Ferguson, would he do something like this where Cristiano Ronaldo or Wayne Rooney, he was saying, being in the bench and your team needs a goal, would he keep them on the bench? Similarly with others, for example, like he talks about Arsene Wenger having a Thierry Henry and you need a goal and you're not going to use Henry. Salah is of that caliber, man. He's contributed a lot. Goals, assists, the lot. How you're not utilizing him off the bench, and also considering he's not played for 3 matches in a row now, is pretty damning.
Time I'm in the bench, I think it's my first time in my career, but I'm very disappointed. I'm very, very disappointed. I have done so much for this club. Everybody can see that during the years, and especially last season. Sitting on the bench, I don't know why. Seems like the club is throwing me under the bus. That's how I feel.
Seems like the club is throwing me under the bus. I mean, it cannot get any more straightforward than that. Like, there's no subtleness here. This guy has come out all guns blazing. The club has thrown me under the bus. Now, this is where I'm a little bit caught. Like, should a player be doing this? Even though if he feels that the club has thrown him under the bus, should he actually publicly come out and say this? Because it's now created a media frenzy. He might feel, being let down, being thrown under the bus. Should he actually express that? But, this is, I suppose, this is Mo Salah feeling that I've done everything possible for this football club. Yes, I'm not bigger than the club, and he talks about that very, very soon. We're going to see it. But I have a right to express my feeling for the club that I've given blood, sweat, the time, effort. I feel disrespected. So it's tough. I seriously don't think there is a right answer here. I really don't think there is a right answer. But I feel like what he's done, it's created more noise. And from that perspective, I feel like, should you really have done that? But I get that he's very emotional about it.
How I feel it. I think it's very clear that someone wants me to get all the blame. The club promised me in the summer for a lot of promises and nothing. So far, I'm in the bench 3 games, so I can't say that they keep the promise. And I said that many times before. I had a good relationship with the manager, and out of the sudden, we don't have any relationship. I don't know.
Honestly, this interview is crazy. Some of the stuff he's come out and publicly has said. As I said, like, I'm still, even whilst I'm talking about this, I'm thinking, Mohamed Salah, did you actually do the right thing? Like, I'm still torn. Even though I'm like, there's no right or wrong answer here, I'm still torn. But I don't know, like, if I put myself in his position, which I've been in my life, I'm not a footballer, but I've been in my life in those sort of positions in my career, right? I'm in the finance industry. I've been in situations where I felt like I've done so much for a company and now I'm being thrown under the bus because of certain performances are not, looking good, department's not looking good, and I'm taking the blame for it. I've been in those positions, and I felt like in those instances, I've stood up for myself. I have stood up for myself. And I think this is what Mo Salah's doing. But the crazy thing is, I never had all of these media people around me. That's the thing. And that brings a lot of, attention towards the club when the club is going through such a difficult moment. But this from Mo Salah is pretty incredible. Like the fact that he's saying that he's got no relationship with the manager. Like you have to understand, these guys won the Premier League together last season, and all of a sudden it's gone. So obviously Arne Slot, the decision's coming from above. Someone is saying, hey, we need to cut him off. We need to make sure we force him to get out in the January transfer market. And it's probably going to happen now. But at the same time, I feel like, well, is Arne Slot doing the right thing? Or are they thinking once they get rid of, Salah altogether, Slot's going to get a better handle of the situation? I don't know, man. I don't know. He's not the problem. Like, he's not the only problem. He might be a problem in terms of not producing, but he's not the problem. So ultimately, I feel like, it's a question mark on Slot too.
Why? It seems for me, how I see it, it's someone doesn't want to be in a club. But again, this club, I always support it. My kids will always support it. I love the club so much, and I will always do. Now I called my mom yesterday because I knew you guys didn't know that I'm gonna start or not, but I knew. Yeah. I called my mom and dad yesterday. I told them come to Brighton game. It doesn't matter if I play or not. I'm gonna enjoy it. We'll see what's gonna happen, but in my head, I'm going to enjoy that game if I played or not, if I'm in the bench or not, because I don't know what's gonna happen now. So I'm just gonna be in Anfield, say goodbye to the fans, going to Africa Cup, because.
Wow. He's going to invite his mum to the Brighton game, which is Liverpool's next game in the Premier League. It's potentially going to be the last one. He's not going to play. Guaranteed. He's not. Off the back of this, he's definitely not going to play. I'd be shocked. And I'd be shocked if he's even in the squad. So maybe he'll get an opportunity to be in the stands somewhere, and maybe he might get an opportunity to come out and say thank you and say goodbye. But wow, how this has collapsed so sensationally, so incredibly. And I do feel like he's been made out to be the villain here. Like it's almost Liverpool's trying to say this guy's the problem, where, as I said, there's a lot of structural issues, man. You watch Liverpool's game. Midfield is flimsy. Defense, it's not looking good. They are so easy to score against. It's not funny. And that is not on Mo Salah. Mo Salah hasn't even been playing for the last 3 games. And Liverpool's still been struggling. So there should be question marks on Arne Slot as well.
Because I don't know what's going to happen when I'm there.
What do you do with the situation now, Mohamed?
It's not acceptable for me, to be fair. Like, I don't know why that's happening always to me. Like, I don't get it. I think if I'm somewhere else, every club will protect his player. I don't know why I'm in that situation now. But again, it's how I see it now. It's like you throw Mo under the bus because he's a problem in the team now. But I don't think I'm the problem. I have done so much for this club to get the respect I want to get, and I don't have to go every day fighting for my position because I earn it. People will say, you're not bigger than. I'm not bigger than anyone. I earn my position. This is football. Yeah. So
he's right, man. Like seriously, sometimes I think, how would I feel as a Chelsea fan if one of my, let's say, Eden Hazard, for example, like, or Frank Lampard, like Didier Drogba, John Terry, like these guys, and I know these things have happened, like John Terry, it's happened to him under Antonio Conte. But at that time, John Terry was sort of coming to the twilight of his career, and he kind of knew that, okay, maybe it's finished up for me. But Mo Salah, he's still got a lot I feel like he's still got a lot. Yeah, his form hasn't been great, but not that long ago. It was just last season where he was killing it. Even this season, like there's been some level of contribution. It's not been that bad yet. Considering his levels, yes. Considering his standards, it's not been up there. But yeah, sure, he's probably on the decline, but he's still good enough to produce for Liverpool. He's going through a bad run. You don't just bench him only and think the issue is just going to get fixed. Do you know what I mean? Like that. I mean, that's how I feel. Like I feel he's definitely been targeted here. There's so many other players that probably should get the bench here. And as I said, since he's been benched, it's not like Liverpool's done well. So I get where Salah's coming from. He's earned the right to And they've just literally a season ago gave him a new contract. You know, the whole hoo-ha about him, Van Dijk and Trent Alexander-Arnold. Trent left, Van Dijk stayed, Salah stayed. And now all of a sudden this, like, he's right. I feel like he's right in the sense that I've earned the right. I've earned the right to stay and fight. I don't need to, you know, prove to someone else that I deserve to start. There's no one in the Liverpool team that really is looking that great. If anything, you'd be like, okay, well, this guy's the most experienced. He knows exactly what to do. I'm persevering with him. So from that perspective,
when you say that about the Brighton game, you mean that possibly it could, you know, be a last game. You consider your future in January, perhaps.
Yeah, in football you never know, but I don't accept the situation. To be fair, again, I've done so much for this club.
Is that what's so frustrating for you? Because you've done so much?
Absolutely. Last season, I'm sorry, with all the respect, I love everyone. I love Haaland.
Incredible. Look, I'm pretty sure. I just want to quickly see: has Egypt qualified for the World Cup? Just want to see. Egypt has qualified for 2026 FIFA World Cup and will compete in Group G. There you go. The team will face Belgium, Iran, and New Zealand. I get why he's probably a bit concerned that, you know, I want to play games. This is not acceptable. I get it. I honestly do get it. I understand it. So, look, these are the other quotes. Let's just go through some of these quotes to further understand what's going on. Mo Salah, can I give an example? It is silly, but I'm sorry. I remember a while ago, Harry Kane was not scoring for 10 games. 10 games, I think some people are saying it's about 6 games or something like that. He's just basically trying to make an example. Forget about the numbers. The media were like, oh, Harry will score for sure. When it comes to Mo, everyone is like, he needs to be benched. I'm sorry, Harry. Obviously, didn't want to put Harry's example, but he's trying to show what the media is all about in England. I think we know. If you're an English player, and essentially if you're a white English player, and I mean it with the most, respectful manner. We've seen a lot of black English players, what kind of treatment that they get in the English media and what kind of treatment white English players get. We can't hide this fact anymore. This is the truth. It's two different ways of treatment for two different types of people. So I get once again what Mo Salah is saying. Mo Salah, I've been at this club scoring more than anyone in this generation since I came to the Premier League. If I'm somewhere else, everybody go to the media and defend the player. I'm the only one in this situation. Once again, true. In the English Premier League, journalists are praying for players like Mo Salah to screw up so that they can go and be all over them. Do you know what I mean? And create a whole heap of nonsense about them. So look, I know now Mo Salah has come publicly and he's created the noise, but the noise was already happening when Mo Salah wasn't producing goals and assists. So, in other leagues, you best believe, trust me, they'd be protecting Mo Salah. 100% they would be. Mo Salah, after what I've done for the club, it really hurts. You can imagine, really, I know the club too well. I've been here many years. Tomorrow, Jamie Carragher is going to go for me again and again, and that's fine. And this is true. I've seen Jamie Carragher talk down on Mo Salah so much. This is a fact. When the team's done bad, this guy, Jamie Carragher, is always talking about Mo Salah. Always. Champions League football, when they come to Jamie Carragher and try and get his analysis and his thoughts, he's always focusing on Mo Salah. Well, what did he do? He's meant to be Mo Salah. He's meant to be the guy with the highest pay, this, that, the other. What has he done? Mo Salah does get mistreated big time in the media. And of course, Jamie Carragher plays a big role in that, 100%. Arne Slot retains the backing of Liverpool's board following Mo Salah's interview on Saturday, where he spoke of a broken relationship with the Liverpool boss. Liverpool now discuss further Salah features again before AFCON. I don't think it's going to happen. I do still think Slot needs to leave. I know he's probably getting the backing, but you think look, Mo Salah's gone. There's no doubt about that. I'm fully in the belief that off the back of this situation, I'm pretty sure Salah knew what he was doing as well. He knew what he was doing. You don't do what he did publicly and not know the consequences of it. So he's figured out that, okay, you want me gone? No problems. I'm going to go out with a bang. No problems. I'm going to go out with a bang. And that's exactly what he did. I don't see how Salah is going to feature for Liverpool anymore. January, he's going to make a move. It is the World Cup season. He wants to play as much as possible so that he goes to the World Cup with some level of fitness, right? But I still think, yes, the club is backing Arne Slot, no problems. But are you doing a good job, Slot? I don't think he is. And I think his position should really be questioned at the moment. Saudi Pro League clubs remains keen on Salah for 2026, including Al Hilal. Trust me, it's going to pop off. Saudi Pro League, it's already popping off. They get Salah, which I think they will. It is going to absolutely pop off. Or even if Salah goes to any other club on loan or something like that, a European club, can you imagine the noise this is going to have? Wow. It's going to be incredible. But I do think he's probably Saudi Pro League bound. Now, this account, ladies and gentlemen, Indy Kyler, they are absolutely milking this news, obviously. This is the latest exclusive. Liverpool's management team, including head coach Arne Slot, are meeting today. They want to drop Mo Salah from the squad for the Inter Milan game. A big U-turn is needed before peace is reached. I don't think peace will be reached. Exclusive, Mo Salah will not hand in a transfer request as he is not willing to sacrifice his loyalty bonuses. So there's obviously financial implications and whatnot. But ultimately, I'm pretty sure an agreement will be made. Exclusive, Marquis and Antoine Semenyo are worried. Do you know what? That's probably one of the biggest thing in the summer window, that they didn't get a defender. They were really going for Marquis. And in fact, they did even right in the death. In the final stages of the transfer window, they thought they got Marquis, and they didn't ultimately because Oliver Glasner blocked that, and Glasner's doing a madness with Crystal Palace. That's probably where they've let themselves down, that they didn't get another defender. Now, Semenyo has been very much connected with Liverpool, and yeah, you'd be somewhat worried, like, what's going on here? You know, is everything all right with Liverpool? Is everything all right with Slot? So I would be worried if I'm Semenyo. Vice-captain decision justified. Teammates shocked at Salah emergency meeting. So yeah, look, lots going on. Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards identified Xavi Alonso as their first choice options to replace outgoing manager Jurgen Klopp 2024. So are they even happy with Arne Slot? Were they looking at someone like Xavi Alonso, who's struggling at Real Madrid? Do you know what I mean? It's a proper madness. Now, I did say that we're going to look at some of the lineup. So this was against Leeds, 3-3. No Mohamed Salah, as you can see. No Salah there. Szoboszlai playing right wing. This is against Fulham, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen. No Mohamed Salah once again. And I believe Mohamed Salah did not even come off the... Oh, no, he did come off the bench in that game. He did come off the bench. This one against Leeds, he was unused completely. This one against Sunderland, he did come off the bench. This one against West Ham, where they won, Gakpo was playing right wing. And Mohamed Salah was not used. They were winning 2-0. So, yeah, look, he's become a squad player. Salah all of a sudden has become a squad player. And this was the very last one where he started. Mo Salah started against PSV, and PSV obviously took care of them sensationally. So look, ladies and gentlemen, my final thoughts is I'm a bit caught in between whether Salah did the right thing or not. Ultimately, he's put the club in mad disrepute. Like, the tension towards the club is crazy. There's a lot of noise, knowing that the club's going downhill in terms of the form and the kind of football they're playing. But on the other hand, I'm like, well, Salah has done a lot for Liverpool Football Club. And if this is how he's going to get treated, he's going out with a bang. Do you know what I mean? This is not some sort of an ordinary player. This is Mo Salah. This is a player that is going to be considered one of the Hall of Famers in the Premier League. There's no doubt about that. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts. For me, mad situation. I think all eyes are going to be next weekend as to what's going to happen with Liverpool, and obviously in the Champions League as well. Is Mo Salah going to be part of the squad? Is it the end of Mo Salah? I think this is going to be, one to look out for in the January window, where Mo Salah ends up going, because I feel like ultimately I don't think he's going to play for Liverpool anymore. And then obviously the focus will be on Arne Slot as well. Is he fit enough to be a Liverpool manager down the track? Ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts. Smash up the like button. If you're here for the first time, subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Until next time, take care. See ya. Bye.